Hi everybody, this is Devin Edwards, Favorite Manly Recipes. We're going to be doing some St. Louis style ribs today, and before we get going on these we need to do a little bit of prep. We need to remove the membrane from the back of the rib, just for a little bit better eating. This will also help our whatever spices you're using be able to penetrate a little better and just have a better overall flavor to the rib when you bite into it. So let's get started on that. Basically, you want to use this for a St. Louis cut or your spare ribs. You want to remove this membrane. With your baby back cut, it's really hard to do because it's so thin. I kind of just scrape it with a butter knife down and just kind of get it off that way. But we'll be able to pull this off if we're lucky today. Sometimes they're a little harder, but this should come off. So the first thing you want to do is get the rib dry. Get all the moisture out of it. You should have washed your ribs in the sink by now. Got all the blood from the packaging out. And we just want to dry this out a little bit so we can grab onto this membrane. Alright, so let's remove this membrane here. You can see it's kind of this thick layer, kind of above the fat. You kind of glistens. We're going to take that off. What you need is just a regular butter knife. I'm going to go about 3-4 ribs in, and we're just going to kind of wedge our butter knife in there underneath. See how that's going in? And follow that along the bone across. And see, I'm breaking up already. It's a thin layer of fat and it's kind of hard to get into. So sometimes you'll get in it and it won't be a problem at all. Other times it'll break, kind of like it is now. But that's okay. As soon as you're going to get started, just kind of work your finger up inside and pull that away. It's okay if you kind of break into it a little bit. That's normal. Okay. Now that we kind of got it started, we'll kind of cut on each side out. Get a paper towel so you can get grip on it well. And we're just going to kind of grab that cut we just started right there and just peel it forward and try to get as much of that off as we can. There we go. Coming off real well. But look at this, how that is like just rope. No one wants to bite into that. No one wants to bite into this. That is tough, hard, not easy to bite into, and it's going to block all your seasonings and rubs. So you don't want anything to do with that. Okay, and we're just going to do it on the other side as well. Again, we're just going to grab that little piece of meat or fat and pull back for the rib. So now we've exposed these ribs a little bit more. You can kind of see down into the fat. That little sheen's gone that was there before. Now we're going to be able to put our rub on that. It's going to go in nice, real nice, penetrate into the meat as you marinate it overnight or as you just throw it on the smoker. Go ahead and grab some of this other fat here and pull that off as well. I'm a big fan of a leaner rib with not, I mean, I like a little fat on it, but I don't like a lot of fat on it. So I will trim up these ribs a little bit and pull some of this fat off. But there we go. That looks pretty good on that side now. On this side I just When I was looking for this in the supermarket, I wanted a nice leaner cut. I wanted some fat coming through it, but I didn't want it too overpowering. A lot of this will render off during your cook and add some extra flavor to it. So that is how to prep some St. Louis style ribs or your spare ribs. And now it's ready for your seasoning and marinating however you like, and ready to put on the grill.